I'm twirling this thing around, right? The instant that it's between me and Jaden, which way is it going? Yeah, anybody. Winston's got it. Which way is it going?
That way.
It's going that way, right? So what happens if I let go of it right at that instant? Which way is it going to go? How much do you believe this? Ian, you might want to take like a defensive posture. Okay. Which way, if I let go of it when it's right there, which way is it going to go? Let's see. Oh, there we go. I actually, I hit a kid right in the head with that one time. That's what that helmet is for, right? He's like whack, you know. And there was some other thing, right? Okay. So when I grew up, I grew up in Iowa. You guys could go hiking in the Mount Hood. You can go hiking in the gorge. You can ski. You can go to the ocean. In Iowa, there's not a lot to do, so I shot a rifle a lot. Okay, I learned how to shoot a rifle, and we'd go to like a gravel pit and shoot targets, right? And then, you know, before we did that, my friend Dave Sabota and I made slings, and I'm not talking about the lame ass, you know, like elastic things, you know, like I'm gonna shoot a squirrel or something like that. I'm talking about like David and the Bible and Goliath and all that stuff, right? Okay, so a sling is, and you have to figure out what the length of it is, right? I think there's some recipe. But you take a piece of leather, there's nothing, I suppose you could use some kind of ripstop nylon or something like that. Take a pause, guys, in the back. Okay? So take a piece of leather like that, punch a hole, take some stout string, right? Attach it like that. And then here's the key, okay? You take that leather and you wrap it around a stone the size you want to throw, about the size of an egg. Okay? You wrap it around that stone, you get it wet, wrap it around that stone and bind it up with string, let it dry, and it makes this beautiful pocket. It stretches the leather, right? And then you twirl it around your head and you let go of that one strategically at the right time. And you can take hard igneous rocks and turn them into powder. Like in the age of rock throwing, this was the atomic bomb. Okay? David really could slay Goliath with a rock like that. Okay? We would turn these rocks into powder. We'd make little craters in the concrete walls of abandoned buildings. Okay? Like this is an amazingly powerful weapon. I could reliably hit that wall. Okay? My friend Dave Sabota could reliably hit like one of those green topo maps that you see there. Okay? So that, you know, you can, if you're bored, this is a very, very deadly weapon that you can build. Okay? Now, let's talk about the F word. And most physics teachers just sort of gloss over the F word. Okay, but let's talk about the F word here, right? So here I am driving, and I used the F word once in my youth. Okay, and I don't know if I regret it or not. I was driving. I had just bought a pair of sunglasses. They cost me $30. You know, in the 1980s, right? And they were sitting on the dashboard of my Volkswagen Rabbit. They were sitting right there. If you guys know a Volkswagen Rabbit, right? The Golf. It's got a little flat area there, and it's got a little thing for the speedometer, right? The glasses were sitting there, and I started to go around the corner. My glasses that were sitting still did a weird thing. They were sitting still, and then suddenly as I go around that corner, they sort of started to move, right? And they built up speed as they slid along that little flat thing, and they hit that little cowling that's around the speedometer. They took a little air. My left window was open, because I didn't have air conditioning, right? Okay, and this is when I used the F word. I looked out the window, and this $30 of mine was flying, was like the right? And the F word, of course, is, I said, centrifugal force. Threw this out of the window, right? And that's the notion that there's a fugal means to flee, like a fugitive is someone who flees, right? Okay, so a center flinging force, right, is the notion that when I'm in that frame of reference, it seems like stuff is throwing things to the outside of the curve. What did the glasses really do? They didn't stay still. They maintained their velocity, which means they maintained their speed, they maintained their direction. They just kept going straight. There wasn't enough friction to make them go around that corner. Yes?
Did you ever hit the glasses?
No, I think they would crunch under somebody's tires right behind me, right? Ricochet off a wall, and right? Okay, so there it is, right? When you're in that frame of reference, it's a valid thing to say, look, there is this flinging force that's flinging us to the outside, okay? But really what's going on is that there just wasn't enough centripetal force. All right, you can stop the filming. Let's do another demonstration.